I feel like at this point, we can kind of agree, at least when you start doing the research on this, that there's seemingly a never-ending list of different side hustles out there, different ways to make some extra money. But as we get into 2022, you really need to ask yourself, out of all these options, which ones should I try? Which ones are worth it? And which ones really are best for my scenario? So after doing this since 2015, a whole lot of different niches here on most of these apps or platforms, I've whittled it down to 5 different niches, types of apps to consider starting in 2022. Now, I'm going to go over this list, give you a few examples of those different apps and niches, and just give my thoughts on some of these apps here to hopefully help you make that decision. Now, it is the holiday season right now. If you know someone that has a side hustle, or even yourself, and you're looking for the best accessories and tools to make these jobs easier, check out our Amazon storefront down below for the most updated pricing and the best accessories. So category number 1, what I'm calling the active. So these apps and platforms, they're very solid as far as predictable work, predictable pay, and sometimes higher pay, but being the active niche, they may require more actual physical labor. So these are apps like TaskRabbit, like Rover, Shipt, which is the grocery and kind of on-demand essential service, Instacart, which is Shipt's competitor. You have Amazon Flex, which is package parcel delivery for Amazon, a lot more labor intensive there. We have Field Agent or other kind of gig side job, kind of contracting work. We have Lime Juicing, charging electric scooters. And of course, something that I haven't personally tried, but I know friends that have done this, donating plasma, or even, yes, the sperm bank. So if I'm considering an active app or platform, for instance, I've done Amazon Flex, I did it in San Diego, I'm doing it currently here in Pittsburgh, is I need to think about, okay, since these are more labor intensive, for instance, like TaskRabbit, you're doing contracted work, again, Field Agent or other contracting kind of temp work, you need to think about, all right, are they offering me what, 15 an hour, 18 an hour? That's a good example on Amazon Flex. Is, am I willing to do that? Or let's say it is $18 like Amazon Flex. Can I make that much or more on one of these other niches? Category number 2, instead of active, this is the semi-passive niche. Now, these are excellent stackable choices. And when I say stackable, I really would encourage you to build a side hustle portfolio. Is not just investing in one app, niche, platform, what have you, is adding the active revenue streams with these semi-passive revenue streams. Because honestly, if you can make money, and hopefully very good money, with a semi-passive, as in you don't have to be necessarily present or put in as much active labor, those kind of revenue streams, they're very powerful. So my semi-passive recommendations, we have affiliate income with B&H Photo. It can be Best Buy. It can be Amazon Associates. Most every major retailer, they might have an affiliate program. So it can be for products, it can be service, it can be SaaS, software as a solution. Any one of these, a lot of companies and platforms will pay you to refer maybe traffic, sign up, get trials. You can get bounties on trial signups. A lot of options when it comes to affiliate income. Now, another semi-passive revenue stream that I've been trying for the past 2 months, it's Wrapify. So they'll pay you to wrap your vehicle in part or in full with an advertisement. Now, there's also companies like Carvertise. I've gotten emails. I've seen them as well. That's another vetted company here. Now, you can't get much more semi-passive as far as not really doing anything than car wrapping platforms. There's platforms like PureSpace. I've actually used PureSpace as a consumer. So if you're not familiar, PureSpace is just renting out, let's say, studios, office areas or the like. So when I filmed my course, Mastering Delivery, that is an A to Z course to help those master food delivery platforms, I've used PureSpace to film those courses. So that PureSpace host will actually, own and rent out that studio space. There's apps like Toro, which is a very good semi-passive revenue stream. So Toro, you can rent out your personal vehicle. Now, of course, there's a whole list of concerns with all of these apps and platforms. Toro, again, you're using your personal vehicle. But let's say next year, for instance, I'm looking at getting a new vehicle. So I am considering putting my current vehicle, a 2015 Volkswagen Passat, on the Turo platform. So if I'm not using that vehicle, let's say for my active revenue streams, I could get income renting that vehicle out. Another semi-passive revenue stream that I've looked at, actually signed up, didn't actually use it, was renting out a parking space. So your home, what have you, if you're a business owner, if you have parking spaces, anywhere where you have the property, you have the leverage to actually rent out that parking space, there's apps that let you do that. There's Neighbor app, there's Spot Hero, and others that'll allow you to do that. So category number 3 is what I'm calling the at-home niche. These are very convenient, but I would watch the margins as far as the time invested for the pay on these platforms. So examples here include survey platforms. I've done Respondent and user testing, which are both some of the biggest and vetted survey taking platforms. So very easy. You see the pay, you see the duration for these surveys. And again, I could get paid from home. If you have the ability to get royalties from music you'll publish, or get royalties from stock video or any photography that you take. Frankly, a lot of cell phones even take very sharp photos and video, really 4K on a lot of iPhones nowadays. You might be able to actually get royalties from others using and licensing that media. Now, niche number 4, this is what I call the runner. This is more of your kind of traditional gig economy or side hustle apps and platforms. And I say runner here because that's really what you are here in these ecosystems, really that last mile travel. So DoorDash, any food delivery, Grubhub, Uber Eats, maybe rideshare with Uber and Lyft, pretty straightforward, right? It's A to B trips. We have Roadie, which is more package parcel delivery services, and GoPuff, which is similar, more daily essentials and another delivery service. Now, these can be very popular. It's not that hard. It's very easy to work on a lot of these platforms. They're tried, they're vetted, they have a large consumer base, which is another positive for you. So you won't have to worry about, finding clients or getting order requests and the like. Now, what I always recommend with a side hustle or these runner platforms is downloading as many as possible, especially in the same niche here, so you can compare and contrast. Now, the last side hustle niche that you should really consider in 2022, and I don't think this is really explored a lot, is business. Now, in the business niche, in my opinion, there's some real opportunity for some big money here, and it really rewards the educated and learning hustlers. Number 1, platforms like Etsy, or even creating your own website, selling your own product, course, or service, really creating your own business. Because let's think about, some of those runner apps, some of those active revenue streams, is you really are under the control of those side hustle platforms. Being heavily influenced by pricing, pay changes, by policy changes, by threats of deactivation, and I've experienced that on different platforms, versus having the real complete control of that entire cycle of sourcing, of communicating with clients, prospective clients, of setting pricing and controlling the quality of those products, courses, and services. Another side hustle that I really got into in late 2019, 2020 is investing. It is so smart to become an educated investor. And that is the big thing, because I'll be honest with you, I was and really still am an amateur kind of novice investor, but I have tried to at least immerse myself in content, especially right here on YouTube, of those who have done this, who have deep expertise. You can speak to a certified financial planner. Again, you can do your own research combined with that. But I highly encourage you at least to start a small portfolio. Now, since we are speaking about business and really owning your revenue streams, I have to mention making and generating revenue right here on YouTube or other social media platforms. Since being on YouTube and creating content since 2017, and now being full-time for over a year, generating over 6 figures on YouTube alone, my number 1 tip is to be a constant and really relentless relentless learner. Maybe I don't want to play video games, watch TV, or waste my time, or even just balancing my time of, let's say, listening to music in the car versus listening to an educational audiobook podcast to help me master platforms. If it is YouTube, is specifically learning SEO and best practices on YouTube. Additionally, there's new monetization platforms right now on Facebook. There's monetization on TikTok and Instagram as well. So there as well, there's stackable revenue streams just across social. And you can even stack that further with, again, the courses. You can do merchandise. You can do an actual hard product. You can do coaching. And really, you can use social as a kind of client funnel or client lead generation for your business. Now, if you are new, if you're considering YouTube and really how to grow, dominate, and monetize right here on YouTube and to learn the best practices that have allowed me to generate over 8 million views, a 6-figure business here on YouTube, subscribe to my new channel, Your Driver Mike Creates. And there's even more opportunities when it comes to just business in general. We haven't even talked about real estate. So that's really my next benchmark, really the next goal that I have for, let's say, 2022, possibly 2023, is income properties. At least one income property, one unit, and then stacking that revenue stream as well. And the way that I structure my income, it's not just one revenue stream. And when I did that, it really was the most stagnant, I'll say, when it came to my revenue. It's working the 9 to 5, kind of a W-2, which is completely fine. Think about, what can I start, scale in the short term, and then have goals for the long term to add on to that. That is the name of the game, in my opinion, when it comes to actually hitting the, let's say, bigger revenue numbers that you want to hit this year. So I hope that gives you some ideas of not only side hustle and gig apps, but business opportunities and or semi-passive and stackable revenue streams. So again, we can actually hit those numbers and certainly hit it easier in 2022. So if you got value in this video, you can definitely drop me a like. And if you want to see really a deep dive breakdown of my revenue streams, you can click the card right here, as well as a recommended video right here. And I'll see you in the next one.